This is Jinshi, a love interest, but with character quality well above average male protagonists. He's beautiful, manipulative, emotionally messy, and so in-depth that his gags even has lore behind it. But also, the more you understand what makes him tick, the more you realize this muscular waifu might be the most dangerous character in the Apothecary Diaries. Also, quick update. I changed my mascot. For no reason, honestly. I just like putting cute anime girls on screen. And also, about 2 months ago, I made a video where I opened up about my clinical depression. But I never properly said this. Thank you. The support was actually insane. It's so insane that I somehow started uploading more long form videos. Quick update on my condition. Look, I'm just going to be honest here. Last month was really rough. This video took way longer than it should have, but it's honestly just me trying to survive life, work, YouTube at the same time. But it's getting better, and don't worry, I am taking steps with mental health professionals. No funny business of me going all cowboy fighting depression alone. Nah. Let's get back to the video. You see, in most anime, male character problems usually revolve around some colossal urgent matters. It's sentenced to be a hero, getting stronger. But in Jinshi's case, it really sounds trivial. His beauty just makes people stop thinking. It's a legit problem for him. He's too pretty to function. And part of it is because a type of people that Jinshi attracts. For example, there's this one pretty cute story about it. In volume 5 of the Apothecary Diaries novel, Maomao, Jinshi, and a bunch of other people are invited to a ball in the western capital. It's actually a really important event for Jinshi. It's an event for him to find his suitor. The lineup is also crazy complicated. Consort Lishu is there, Suire is also there, powerful daughters from elite families. And then there's Maomao, whether she likes it or not. But hiding in the corner, there's also this one person. It's Jinshi's biggest and scariest fan. It's a guy. It's Maomao's brother, Lahan. Lahan here is really supportive about Maomao becomes one of Jinshi's potential partner. Not because he wants the best for his sister, but because... Okay, how do I say this? He's just so adamant for Maomao to birth Jinshi's child, preferably a girl, so he can use the girl's beauty to conquer the world. He was committed to the plan. He actually asked Maomao about getting a womb transplant himself. Well, I guess that's what happens when your beauty becomes currency, and honestly Lahan isn't even the worst example. Just for the sole reason that this is what happens when regular people see Jinshi. So that's the daily life of Jinshi. Most people would call this a curse, no matter how ungrateful that sounds. But it turns out being a walking thirst trap has its own benefits. You see, the inner court houses more than 2,000 women. Rivalries, alliances, jealousy, political landmines are everywhere. Do you really think you can manage those environments with raw masculinity? The inner court doesn't run on testosterone. It runs on influence. While in Jinshi's case, charm. Aside from Jinshi, who else? It's really easy to handle a crowd if when you come to them they just come. But the point is, beauty isn't decoration for him. It's strategic disarmament. But also related to this, there's a pattern throughout the anime on how Jinshi uses his a bit unorthodox qualities. Because turning his weaknesses into leverage is basically Jinshi's entire character arc. And the best example of that is Maomao. It's obvious that as a prince in an era where people would sell their wife, children, underwear for more power, being in love to a stray cat is a disadvantage. But for Jinshi, he turned what should be his biggest weakness to his biggest driver. So in the anime, we know that Jinshi has a rather questionable streak. He's possessive, nosy, and sometimes way too forward. But I don't think people have an idea just how much of a mess Jinshi could be. Here's a story as an example. So after the Western Capital Ball from the previous story, Jinshi meets Maomao in the private outdoor spot. Maomao, being Maomao, is still in denial that she's even one of his suitors. So she dances with another man, she casually suggests Consort Lishu as the safest option for him. She does everything. except acknowledge what's obvious. And Jinshi snaps. He grabs her, twists her wrist. This is the picture, so you can understand how extreme Jinshi's reaction to Maomao is. It's a proof of how unstable his feelings for her. But here's the thing. We all can agree that choking is bad. Respect women, guys.
Respecting women.
And in case of Jinshi, Jinshi is by far a character with the most character development. And that is also fueled by his feelings for Maomao. For nearly 2 anime seasons, Jinshi's biggest enemy hasn't been politics. It has been his own sense of inadequacy. Even though he's not stupid, he's never been portrayed as someone dumb or incompetent. He's careful, crafty, attentive to his people. But in a royal family where expectations are borderline divine, careful isn't impressive enough. In the Apothecary Diaries, being royal doesn't make you untouchable. It makes you evaluated constantly. In addition, Jinshi also has a deep-seated doubt on his own lineage. So what does he do? He avoids it. He wears the eunuch mask, plays ornamental manager of the inner court, lets people talking about nasty gossip about him. Just a man that only cares about his toys. That's Jinshi before Maomao. But then, Maomao arrived. Politics get tense, situation escalates, and then Maomao gets kidnapped. And Jinshi drops the mask. He steps forward as the Moon Prince, the Emperor's younger brother, and leads the Forbidden Army himself. And here's the interesting part. If we look at it through a contemporary psychology lens, this is how people pleasers actually change. Jinshi is a people pleaser. Telling them to just be selfish, it doesn't work. It's like telling a wall to stop being a wall. But what works is giving them something they care about more than themselves. Before Maomao, maybe Jinshi didn't have anything worth striving for. Now he does. When Jinshi steps forward as royal blood and leads the Forbidden Army himself, that's the shift. Just like other social creatures, we are social creatures. We do things better, we're more motivated for things bigger than ourselves. That's not even a philosophy, that's just a studied psychological fact. Jinshi's 2-season character development is how me, you, humans work. In fact, in case of Jinshi, it pushed him to an unimaginable degree that he created the biggest beef in the nation of Lee. So the milk has been spilled. After season 2, everyone in the story knows that this Gunner Bait is the Emperor's younger brother. Well, that also means if Jinshi doesn't want Maomao to be like, then he better step on the gas. And so it happens. The Empire's biggest beef, when the Moon Prince must seek approval from the man whose hobby is ruining his day, the great Commandant Khan. And in this arc, we also see, aside from being a unisex waifu, Jinshi's other strongest card. It's something that I call the learner's buff. So the story starts in novel volume 8. So at that point, Lakan is in his celebrity era. He just released his Go game book, and it's wildly successful. So he holds a Go competition where people can pay him to play against him. But this is Lakan, so probably the main reason he just doesn't want to go to work. But Jinshi thinks to himself,
This is my chance.
if I can beat Lakan in his own game to hopefully make him more amicable towards me. There's one hiccup though. There's no way in the universe, neither in heaven, in hell, that Jinshi can win against Lakan in the game of Go. So, Jinshi decides to play dirty. He uses every resource he has, Maomao, her brother, Suiren, money, to make sure Lakan consumes just a bit of alcohol while they're playing. Basically, he's trying to imitate what Maomao did back in season 1. And after all that resources, all the sneaky tactics, he still loses. But Lakan respects the attempt though, so he's like, okay, I am listening. So Jinshi lost the fight, but won the war. So, what's the learner buff? You see, in general, if you ask anyone, confidence, high self-esteem are always seen as being better. You perform better, you feel better. But people tend to forget that self-esteem, high or low, is a result, not a prerequisite. That's why just be confident is a useless advice in the first place. And more importantly, It's not like you need confidence all the time. In fact, when your self-esteem is low, and you know it's low for a reason, you get what I call the learner's buff. The biggest example here is Jinshi. His low confidence actually makes him more calculating, more careful. He double or even triple checks everything because he assumes he can be duped. And honestly, isn't that exactly what he needs? As the manager of the inner court, as someone constantly targeted because of his position, he feels that he's lacking, so he uses any means necessary to compensate. Learner's buff. Poisoning Lakan, using seduction as a tool, using unorthodox tactics with the Forbidden Army when people expect him to be flashy. Well, it's not pretty, it doesn't suit his station, sometimes it even looks like weakness. But when all you care about is the result, then so be it. Which means, you know what? If someone messes with Maomao and Jinshi, they're a gunner. Because when Maomao poisons their door handle, Jinshi be like, ha, guess I'm digging some grave.